the best Roblox games that support VR. Roblox wants to expand and be available on several platforms. Recently, during the Investor Day conference, Roblox revealed how they wish to expand to the Sony PlayStation. They also talked about Roblox for VR. But it turns out that there are already some games for VR, which is why in today's video we look at the best Roblox games that support VR. Stay tuned. Before we begin with the video, however, make sure you subscribe to our channel and also turn on the bell for the latest notifications and updates. Make sure you never miss another video. With that said, let's jump into today's video. SVR, Simulated Virtual Reality. SVR, or Simulated Virtual Reality, is a game that gives you the experience of playing in VR even if you don't own a VR headset. You can still pick things up, throw them around, and complete silly activities. There are other games that try to emulate the VR experience, like VR Hands No VR. They're not quite the same as wearing a headset yourself, but it can still be quite fun. Sked's Playground. Sked's Playground is a fun mix of VR and normal playstyles, as the VR player is tasked with helping the others through an obstacle course. It will take teamwork and planning for everyone to make it to the very end. You can even choose not to help them and just toss them around the playground if you like, as the possibilities are endless in this VR game. This is a great VR game to play with friends. Go try it out. VR Islands. VR Islands is pretty open-ended, as there's a lot you can do when interacting with the other players in the game. You can play with pool balls, shoot paintball guns, or cook the non-VR players on the stove. It's really whatever you make it as you play pretend in this virtual reality, and it's always better when you're joined by a few friends. Noodle VR. You can either be a VR noodle or choose to become a classic Roblox player, but obviously VR is the way to go as they have all the power. Not only are they given loose noodly arms, but they can arm themselves with knives or throw the typical Roblox players into jail, as it can be combat driven. They're constantly adding new locations for players to explore, as it was made for all players to interact with one another, no matter what platform they're on. Edgeworks. Edgeworks is strictly for VR players, and it puts a focus on solving physics puzzles, as well as some parkour and climbing. The downside is that it does cost 450 Robux to play, as it's a paid access game, which comes out to around $6. This is a story game that requires you to think through problems, as well as use a variety of weapons to take out your opponents. Road to Granby's. Road to Granby's is basically a simulator that sends you on a long drive to Granby's house with plenty of obstacles along the way. There are different parts, characters, and biomes, as well as an engineering aspect so that you can create new and exciting devices. It will take you on the virtual reality adventure of a lifetime as you play over and over again in an effort to make it all the way there. Unlock your inner tinkerer and let your imagination run wild in VR style. Cook Burgers. This game is just as straightforward as the name suggests. The player is responsible for running a restaurant that cooks burgers. Much like Overcooked or similar games, the real-world stress of operating a restaurant is present. But there are no earthquakes or separating cars in this one, as the worst you will come across is a Slender. Players have to cook the orders, buy more products, and even catch rats that are running around the kitchen. It's fun and fast-paced, with plenty of room for laughs as you do your best to keep the customers happy. Self-driving simulator. Some gamers might be familiar with this type of experience. Self-driving simulator is basically a hangout space for those interested in spending time with friends or meeting new players, as it doesn't follow a storyline like other Roblox games. The car itself is self-driving, so no one needs to have control of it, but players can control their character's head movement. It might not seem like much, although it showcases the social aspect of the game and allows for players to have fun and chat in a calming environment. Laser Tag VR. Mostly everyone will extol the wondrous experience of running around in a totally dark room with techno music thumping, shooting lasers at random people for imaginary points. If you want to play laser tag but don't feel like leaving your house, then this is the perfect VR game for you. It places you in a classic arena and you run around the map shooting your laser gun at others for points. This is more fun than you could ever imagine, as it's all the enjoyment with none of the exercise. Koala Cafe. This is another restaurant-inspired game that has been visited over 18.5 million times and is considered a simulation. You're tasked with serving food, and everyone has a role in the business, as up to 50 players can join at a time as both customers and employees. One of the greatest parts about it is that you have your own chat. You can directly interact with other players and be the best worker or the worst that your coworkers have ever seen. Those were some amazing VR games that we looked at. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for watching.